Okay, so today we got this. This is the return of White Amulet. The revenge of White Amulet. So what we have here is a list that I put together mostly because I wanted to try Stony Silence and Rest in Peace out of the sideboard. I played a list similar to this 3 months ago or something, and it felt okay. Now with the recent uptick in people playing Trinket Mage and Skyshroud Ranger, I thought it was pretty much a necessity for me to try that out, to try the White Splash in the context of the new shell. And so far I played only one league, which I 4-1'd, only losing to Infect, which of course, doesn't doesn't surprise anybody. And out of the board, the cards that were pretty, how can I say it, very weird. They were strange, and I'm not yet completely sure whether they make sense. Are the silences. I am not sure these are actually better than Spell Pierce, to be honest. And it's possible that just running 3 Spell Pierces in place of these silences would simply be better. It is, however, something that I have not yet experienced because I literally never drew the silences in all the 5 matches that I played. So I am not really sure about that card, really. We will see, and that's why I want to give them another shot today. So hopefully, a situation comes up where we can, judge this with a little bit more of a foundation. The paths were excellent. I think Path is in a very, very good spot in Modern right now, since the Exile effect is just so relevant. I pathed Thing in the Ices, which would have been like too big to Abrade or even Dismember because they were already flipped. I pathed Phoenixes that were unable to come back, so that slowed down my opponent's clock considerably. I pathed Blighted Agent, which was like the one game that I managed to steal against Infect, was because I was able to path a Blighted Agent that was like a 9-10 or something with like Pendlehaven. I can't remember how big it was, but it was very big. So I was able to path that. Path doesn't ask questions, it just kills things, which is very, very nice. However, in this sideboard, I think Rest in Peace is excellent. What's up, Alice? Welcome to the stream. I think Stony Silence is going to be great. I'm not sure within the Trinket Mage shell. I was thinking about playing 2 Rest in Pieces, but I actually think that just playing the one-off Tormo script, probably even without us playing Trinket Mage, I just think the one-off Tormo script will have more value than the second Rest in Peace. And with Trinket Mage in the deck, I'm not even convinced that Rest in Peace is better than Relic. It is definitely better overall, but Rest in Peace is definitely better overall, but the ability to tutor for it, even like if we, like, let's say that we naturally draw the Tormo script and we use it, and then we draw a Trinket Mage, having access to a second way to nuke my opponent's graveyard can be very, very relevant. And because of that, I'm not sure whether the Rest in Peace is actually worth it. We will see, because the card is just so powerful. Then in the list that I did run like 3 months ago or so, I was playing 1 Wrath of God and 1... What's up, Drum Hunter? Welcome. I was playing 1 Wrath of God and 1 Day of Judgment. I think that with the other Trinket Mage having access to just like triple explosives out of the board, it's just going to be massive. Also, I am playing the full 29 lands. I'm not doing any of the, impulse kind of thing, shenanigans to cheat on on actual amount of lands, because I am interested in having the largest amount of white sources possible. We actually have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 white sources, which actually has felt kind of nice. I have not struggled yet. Hey, Arian. I have not struggled yet to cast like my paths and my other things, so I think that 12 white sources, it's probably gonna be cool. Again, I could be running like one less Thicket and play like an Adventurous Impulse in place of it, but I think I am actually interested in having access to more actual white sources. So that's why we are going for the 29 land option, instead of trying to do, you know, the whole running cantrips and whatnot. I'm also running the Hornet Queen in the main deck. This is both a choice because of the current meta. There's a lot of spirits in Magic Online, and it's also a choice because I wanted to have one extra threat in the in the main deck. This list has like the way that I lose most matches, I noticed, is this like 29 lists, you know, Sky Shroud Trinket Mage list is what I'm talking about. I don't lose as much because I'm not able to make it to 6 mana, which is something that sometimes happens. Because I always have like enough amount of lands and I always am able to ramp very consistently. However, I lose way more because I cannot find the Titan. Before, you know, my opponent just like kills me with whatever it is that they have. It doesn't even matter. It's just like, you know, turns and turns go by and I just never find an actual threat, so my opponent at one point simply gets ahead and kills me. So that is why I wanted to have at least one extra threat. In the Discord, somebody was saying that maybe having a 4th Dolaria West might be interesting, which is an idea that I am down to entertain, because, you know, having extra blue sources for Trinket Mage is nice. However, this would mean that, you know, siding out pacts, which is something that I sometimes do post-board, becomes much worse. And also, this is a tapped blue source. We don't really need more tapped blue source. We want more green sources that are untapped rather than tapped blue sources. So, like, whatever land that I take out is going to take, you know, an untapped green source or a white source from my deck. So I'm not really convinced about, you know, 4th Dolaria West being the way to go. Maybe I could take out like the Ghost Quarter and put it in the sideboard in order to fit the 4th Dolaria West. We'll see how that works out. For now, this is the list that I want to try through the first league. Then we can, you know, try some other weird things. The only card that I'm not 100 convinced is Tireless Tracker. To my deck, except I'm on red cyber cards and I have an extra bomb main deck over the Sky Shroud Ranger. Yeah, I would never play less than 9 ramp spells. Playing less than 9, even playing 9 ramp spells seems kind of iffy to me. I would like to have access to a 10th. But the 9 has been like pretty good. I'm not really convinced. I think having access to a 2nd Ranger might be okay, but I'm trying to do like this little hedge of... the thing is that, you know, taking ramp out in order to have like more like big things, it's very like counterproductive, right? Because you will be stuck with a Hornet Queen in your hand and then just... which would probably be a Sky Shroud Ranger. Just 8 ramp spells is not enough. I guarantee you that. So I don't think I would ever take like another ramp spell. That's why when people told me yes, people in like a Facebook group or the chat or in Discord sometimes were saying, yeah, just only play 3 Azuses because it's bad when you draw multiples and play a Sakama instead. And I'm like, are you even listening to what you're saying right now? That is completely the opposite. That is completely counterproductive. That just does not... it's the opposite of what you should be doing. but sure. How's it going, Aaron? We're about to fire up a leak here. It felt flooded on ramp. No, I think 9 is fine. Again, you know, we used to run 2 Explorers, right? That's 10 total ramp spells. I think Sky Shroud Ranger is more consistent ramp, but you know, it kind of needs to survive, so maybe it's okay to like only run 1 Ranger but cut 2 Explorers. We will see. No, I don't think that Trinket Mage is a ramp spell. I don't think Amulet is a ramp spell, to be honest with you. I mean, Amulet is a ramp spell for 1, right? Unless you have multiples of them. But Amulet only ramps you at 1. That's just not enough. That's still if turn 5 Primeval Titan. I don't want turn 5 Primeval Titan. I want turn 4 at the latest. Okay, so the only card that I wasn't sure about were the 3 silences, which maybe they should be spell pierces, and the tireless tracker. I on the league that I played a one of Sigarda, the whichever one the old Sigarda is, this one, and it just was meh. It just, I don't know, it just seemed kind of weird. I didn't struggle to cast her, I just literally never brought it in. I don't think I would struggle to cast her though. We have like 13 white sources without counting Vesuva, so this should be fine to like cast on turn like 5 or 6 or something. The problem is like you would literally want this only against like Black Green X. Magus of the Candelabra, dude. That I was actually very surprised by that card yesterday. That was hilarious. The other card that I was considering is Dromoka, Dragon Lord Dromoka. I just don't like this card. I just don't like this card. So I ended up going for Tracker, which is like good in the same matchups that Dromoka is, except it's way more flexible. And I just love Tracker, and I don't like Dromoka, so that's kind of like my thought process. My very elaborate thought process is that I like this one, I don't like this one. Cool. I played it through a Mage over Ranger split. For that reason, I tested play with 4 Adventure Simples over 4 Strings for the simple fact that series felt very lackluster and the... I mean, honestly, like, Steerings is one of the best cards in our deck, right? So, as long as I am able to, like, play this card and they don't get it, and it doesn't get banned, I think I'm gonna be playing the full 4 before I even play the first Impulse. So, Aaron Kent, Copeland Gorge, in my opinion, is just worse than Grove the Burn Willows. Grove enters untapped 100% of the time, and also like there's the very minor upside of being like randomly good against Death Shadow. Yeah, no, the other option was actually, you know, running Emrakul, but this is the other idea. I think I'd rather have Tracker. I think I'd rather have Tracker than Emrakul. But yeah, Aaron Kent. I mean, if you have like budget restrictions or something like that, then Copperline Gorge is a perfectly serviceable card. But I think that Grove is a strict upgrade. Alright, so yeah, so those are my thoughts on the list, and let me know if you have any questions, but if you don't, we'll just jump straight to a comp league. It's nice to be able to find to actually play competitive leagues instead of the meme league we played yesterday. That was fun though. Yesterday was a really fun stream. Dromoka's Command? Nah, that card is just not good. I'd rather have Nature's Claim over the Dromoka's Command. Yeah, I mean just the fact. Yeah, you're gonna hear them with a little bit of delay, Drum Hunter. I think just Path is strictly better than Dromoka's Command. Having a card that is a completely blank, unless you have another creature already on board, just doesn't seem like what you want to be doing here. Since you are usually Sneep. And note that this hand is only a snap keep because I'm playing multiple Ancient Steerings. I'm not sure whether I would keep this like so quickly if these were Adventurous Impulses. I am, and I'm taking a bounce land over literally anything else. Yeah, Ferox is actually a card that is like interesting for me. Ferox is definitely a card that that is interesting for me, and that maybe I will. I hope that I get to test at some point. But I just like there's just so much burn on Moto. There's so much burn on Moto that like the life gain from the. Oh my god, sick. Never didn't have it. Never didn't have it. There's just so much burn on Magic Online that having access to like a card that gains life, I think it's very very relevant. Opponent over there playing Mono Bubble deck. I'm expecting they are on some kind of shadow deck. Alright. Now we know. They can be like Mishra's Bubble Mardu or something. I'm still expecting. Yeah, this to me kind of like confirms that they are a shadow. So this could be a stub. So let's see. Okay, that's pretty good. So we'll start here. There's an amulet. Sick. I could also nuke my opponent's yard, which will have access to Delirium next turn with Bujuku Bog. Is that better? I feel like it kind of is better, actually. Yeah, let's go for this. I'm just going to like stop my opponent's development like very heavily here. If they were relying on like Traverse, which is actually quite likely right now, although they would have, I guess they would have had access to Delirium that turn if they wanted to, so they probably don't have Traverse in their hand. So maybe that was just bad. Look at that. I'm so smart. I'm so smart. There it is. So my opponent is playing 4-color Shadow. They have Tarmos and they have Water Grey. This is what Dido Guidotti has been playing a lot, and he's been killing it with this deck. He's been doing very, very well. Alright, so now we want to find... Kalni's actually not half bad here. I kind of want to... I kind of want to bog my opponent again. Yeah, I think surviving is like the most important thing we can do right now. And I'm actually going to play this Ballista for 1, which seems awful, but this blanks my opponent's Inquisitions. This blanks my opponent's Inquisitions, and it also can start growing next turn, or... Yeah, I guess this would die to K-Command and stuff. That's fine though. Okay, so we jump here. Actually, I think I take it here. There's the Shadow. My opponent playing just... So they kind of want to bait me into... Okay. gonna make my opponent do it. I'm calling your bluff. I am calling your bluff. Okay, they do have it, so they're gonna like... What? It feels like it's still strictly better to dismember the ballista. I'll take it though. So here, do we copy Vesuva or do we copy Bog? Both of them are very reasonable options. Land, sorcery, creature, instant. I think we copy the Bog, huh? So now if they have TBR, they have TBR, and there's nothing I can really do. This is why we played out the ballista. Seven times 2 is 14. Okay, so I guess I'm blocking here. TBR. Yep. I mean, nothing I could do, so they just had it. I guess I could have blocked the Tarmogoyf, right? If I wanted to play around Timur Battle Rage. Yeah, I think blocking the Tarmogoyf was the correct play there. I messed it up. Okay. Next game. Okay. Wow, all my lands are good. I guess Canopy is what I'm taking out. No, because I want all my white sources. I guess Basic Forest is what I'm taking out. Because Cavern is actually relevant because my opponent might have... what's his name? I can't remember the name of the card. Disdainful Stroke, there we go. Okay, we can side out one Amulet. Could probably side out second one too. One Pact. We want all of our ramp. We want all of our explosives. Guess we can side out one more lands. Probably go Squatter. And maybe we don't want Tracker. Trinket Mage sounds excellent with having access to 3 engineered explosives. Okay, let's do this. I definitely want all my Asusas. Ugh, sad. I guess this is a keep. It's a bad keep. It's a bad keep, but probably a keep anyway. Yeah, this is kind of rough. Yeah, I guess we keep that on top. Oh, I made a mistake. I should have played Cavern Elf this turn, so next turn I can Celestial Sanctuary, and on the following turn, yeah, this was a mistake. On the following turn, I just untap with a green and white source available. I messed it up. Yeah, now it's gonna be... I'm gonna be pretty behind on getting colored sources. Damn it. That was a really bad mistake. That was a very, very bad mistake. I should have an untapped Celestial Sanctuary. We might actually lose this game because of that sequencing mistake. Man, Amulet is so punishing. This is such a punishing deck to play. In fact, it was probably still correct to play the Celestial Sanctuary there and not play the Ranger. I would imagine here they take either the Path or the Steerings. They could take the Pact, but just doesn't seem very good. Yep, that makes sense. They already have Delirium over there. That's pretty cool. Good for them. What now? Tarmogoyf. It's not bad. It's not bad. So here we name Giant. My opponent's got perfect information here, so I think they're not gonna fetch EOT. Just gonna untap. So now they have Stubborn Denial available to them. In fact, depending on what they do, the play might be to just like path my own Azusa. Okay. Sure. No double black? I think I want to path on their next upkeep. I'm going to take 4 here. I'm going to path on their next upkeep because they only have a single blue source. So even if they have double stub, I am going to be able to... Alright, you want to stub this? They don't want to stub that. Summoner's Pact. Am I gonna take 4, 6? Yeah, I'm gonna take him. Alright. You can deal me up to 4 times 2, 8 damage. If you grow the Goyf 1 more, it's gonna be a little bit more. But I'm putting them like 90% on Stubborn Denial. 90% on Stubborn Denial for sure. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna let them go through their turn, and I'm going to make them use their blue mana on stub on their turn, and then that will free up my Summoner's Pact for the following turn, and I can pay for stub being a being 1 more mana. Okay. Pathulet. So now they will stub this path. To secure RTC, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to test these cards, so you don't need to test them yourself, basically. Yep, so my opponent is going through like the implication of like stubbing this and blah blah blah. And how the next couple of turns are gonna play out. Ooh. They let that resolve? Wait, do they have access to like Dispel in their deck? LOL. LOL. Why pact for a Titan when you can just like naturally draw it, right? Okay, so we're going to bog my opponent and get Boros Garrison. Replay the bog, bounce the bog, and replay the bog. Target myself. No graveyards for nobody. Why play Rest in Peace when you can play Bojuki Bog on Primeval Titan, right? Even if they have Liliana of the Veil, they are dead next turn because I can haste this Titan. Assassin's Trophy, you got it. If they have Shadow Stub, I'm in trouble. If they don't, I win. Uh-oh. Sure. So I guess I'm going to pact for... Now I really wish I had brought in the tracker. I guess Baloth will have to get there. I guess Baloth will have to get there. Damn. That's rough. If we top deck Stronghold, we win though. Stronghold. Well, literally the only thing we can do, so we'll hope it's good enough. Okay, so at least we know my opponent doesn't have Death Shadows. They're not even close to Delirium. Push the Scout. Okay. When I hold the Vesuva in hand, because this can be a bounce land later on. Just gonna play out the gemstone. Hopefully we top deck like another path or an explosives or something. What? Baloth gets there. Okay, so we were gonna have access to explosives, so we could kill anything my opponent did. Okay, so surgical makes me want to at least add a couple more threats. Because it also seems like my opponent is going to be leaning very heavily on that surgical. Yeah, also Ballista is not great in this matchup, so I always side it out. Explosive is just so much better. Ballista is like, it's awful in the matchup until you get to that point where we were like right now, where our opponents are like 2 and they have like 2 dudes, and you're like, well, if I had Ballista in my deck, I would win here. But those situations don't really happen often. Let's try this. Also, Rest in Peace is a very, very nice answer to Surgical Extraction. Ugh. Is this a keep? Is explosives good enough? Yeah, I think it is. This is a very sketchy keep, but a single bounce land makes this hand actually quite good. What did they target? Target them themselves. So I guess they liked the card that they have on top. I guess they did not like the card they have on top. Why wait till upkeep? This is such bad F6 value my opponent's doing. Just not maximizing their F6 value, huh? Yeah. Let's stay on this. This card I'm not entirely convinced. I think that in this particular version, having access to more white sources is obviously worth it, but it's just ETB tapped versus Radiant Fountain is just such a massive difference. El socio Luisín, ¿cómo andas? ¿Todo bien? Tarmo. Yeah, it's 2/3 Tarmogoyf. Tarmogoyf. I'm gonna play this one out. If we happen to draw a bounce land, we're gonna be in a very, very good spot. If we don't draw a bounce land, then no. That's an aggressive use of Lightning Bolt. That's an extremely aggressive use of Lightning Bolt. So I was thinking about using this turn to play explosives on 2, but because we drew enough lands, I think it's better to play this on human and use this turn to play Azusa. And next turn we can make our land drops, and next turn we can explosives and crack on the same turn, which is pretty cool. We don't have a single green source though. Not a single green source. Socio Luisín, para ser sincero con vos, es un mazo que tiene muchísimo learning curve, se dice. Necesitas mucha práctica antes de que... Yo empecé a ganar jugando Amulet después de estar jugándolo como 6 meses. Y jugándolo religiosamente, o sea, viste, las veces que jugaba el mazo, ese tipo de cosas. No es para nada fácil. No es para nada fácil. Hay muchas cosas que son muy difíciles. Muy difíciles de como comprender, ¿no? Como de hacer el clic. Así que vale la pena, lo único. Definitivamente vale la pena. Yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense. I definitely expected my opponent to get the explosives there. Blue. What? Traverse. Okay. For shadow? Yep. Alright, bounce land. Alright. Maybe I should have risked it and I should have gone for tracker and just like... Nah, there's no way that's correct. There's no way that's correct. I'm just so greedy. Like, if I don't find another green source, I literally lose the game. That seems way too risky. I think I'm chomping the Tarmo here, though. It's funny that if we had access to like red mana, then Stronghold would mean that my opponent cannot actually attack with Death Shadow, which is pretty funny. Chomping with Azusa here means that that bounce land will not allow me to Titan next turn, which is pretty bad. Second Shadow, shit. Yep. Ugh. Skyrim is really punishing me right now. So I guess they can deal themselves one that... Yeah, though. They top deck that, though. I guess most of the cards there are lethal anyway. Okay. Alright. If we had found any green source in time, I think we were a very heavy favorite to win that game, but... was just not meant to be. Not meant to be. And I don't think that there were any like obvious misplays there. I think I needed to play the Cavern on human in order to cast the Azusa, so I don't think there's anything we could have done there. So it's just sad. Just sad. So we lost 1, 2 versus 4 color shadow. One, 2 versus 4 color shadow. There we go. Figure it out. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this. So we're going to have Amulet on turn 2, and then we're going to play Scout. I think our best possible draw might be another bounce land. Or that's also pretty good too. So this means that next turn we can't do much. Thing in the ice, okay. Everybody's going nuts over this deck now. So the chances that this guy dies are just so freaking high that I'm going to use this turn to try to find the second bounce land. Ding. So next turn we can Asusa plus Scout. Hopefully my opponent will use this turn to try to flip their thing in the ice, so they won't get any value. No, in here, bounce land is actually. If I had found a second amulet there, I would have taken the bounce land anyway. That's something important, el socio Luis. Eso es algo importante. Tenés que saber cuándo una bounce land vale más que un amuleto. Si yo hubiera encontrado un amuleto y una bounce land en ese Steerings, hubiera agarrado la bounce land de cualquier manera. No importa que había un segundo amuleto ahí. Eso es algo que tenés que estar. Tenés que tener en cuenta. Todas las cartas tienen como un valor que va cambiando en distintos momentos del juego. Y eso es algo que vas desarrollando con experiencia. Y en cuanto a tu pregunta de si White Amulet es mejor que el normal, no sé, lo estoy probando. Es una cosa que me interesó y que estoy viendo a ver si funciona. Capaz funciona, capaz no funciona, pero bueno. La única forma de descubrirlo es jugando y fijándose a ver qué pasa. My opponent is really tanking here. I wonder if I think what they are doing is they're trying to figure out whether it's actually worth it to basically get no value from their flip. But if they need to, yeah, that's exactly what they're trying to figure out. They're trying to figure out whether it's worth it for them to flip the thing right now. I guess they're going for it. This is actually amazing for me. This is very, very good for me. They're using like their actual, good cards to, yeah, this is amazing for me. Now they're thinking it's not gonna bounce my stuff. Yeah, this is very, very good. So I'm gonna bog them. Now I basically have guaranteed Titan next turn. Yeah, my opponent made a bad judgment call here. Might be because of inexperience with the matchup, or who knows why, but so now this Scout is gonna be chomping the thing this turn, unless they have like 2 more removal spells in hand, in which case, good for them. They're playing Pyromancer's Ascension. Whatever. Block. Primeval Titan? They have Remand? Shit. I could have played around this, I think. Because I could have transmuted for... Cavern of Souls. At this point, it's probably better for me to bog them so that stupid Phoenix doesn't kill me. I didn't know these decks were playing Remand now. Remand, however you say that. I don't have a bounce land in hand now, which is pretty bad. Okay, don't have a second Remand, please. Don't have a second Remand, please. If they tap out though, Crackling Drake, okay. So I can double Titan here. Or I can Titan, force the chump. yeah, I think forcing the chump here, it's pretty good for me. It guarantees that I don't die. Slayer Stronghold. Haste. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna bounce Garrison, we're gonna replay Garrison, and we're gonna bounce something else. Probably Bujuki Box so we can use it again. And now with the attack trigger, we're going to get another bounce land, probably another Simic, and Sun Home. And now we're threatening to deal 16. So my opponent is forced to chump block. Yep. If they have Vapor Snag or something, I lose. But now the Awoken Horror. Now I gotta chump the Awoken Horror, but then we have another Titan coming down next turn. So that should be fine. Hello, Restmaster. Oh, you're from Montreal, Drum Hunter? Sweet. Oh, crazy, boy. Are you from Buenos Aires? ¿Sos de Buenos Aires también? Qué bueno. Sí, sí, hoy tengo el... Estoy on theme. ¿No? We're representing the city today. Yeah, I mean, transmuting... That's what I should have done, Socio Luis. I should have transmuted for Cavern. I honestly, I had not seen that these decks are playing Remand now. It was just like, it was literal just inexperience in the matchup on my part. That's literally all it was. The thing that's very funny now is that we're going to play a Titan. Oh wait, actually I can transmute for Cavern here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I get Gemstone, and I haste the Titan. Because what I think would be good is I can, but I guess my opponent could have a gut shot, so that's not good. Transmuting for Cavern is just safer. Play this as my land for turn. Name Giant. I don't need to double strike, so I can simply do this. Here I'm gonna get that was my bad. I should have kept the red mana floating so I could get Kavita Crossroads and get like some extra value there. It's pretty bad. But well, Kalni and Kalni is gonna basically give me 2 extra blockers because I get 1 blocker from the Kalni and I can also cast my Scout. Gonna tap for red. So I could be at 10 here basically. I don't know if that's gonna be relevant, but I could be at 10. Double Bolt. Okay. That's fine. That means it's even less likely that I die next turn. And then a Scout that I activate Stronghold on will win the game. Yeah, I'm playing around counter spells. Dr. Peter Pan. My opponent showed me Remand already, and they only used a single one, so... Second thing in the ice. And if they tap out here, I win. Sweet. Alright. Pact for Primeval Titan. Green and 1. Yeah, this. So I guess I'm going to get... They concede. Sweet. Okay. Damn, that's pretty good. That was pretty sweet. Rest in peace, path to exile, and... My opponent didn't use a single fetch, right? So I should not play around... I should not play around Blood Moon. Yeah, Restmaster, that list felt pretty nice. I enjoyed it quite a bit when I played it. I think it was pretty cool. So we can take out the Pact. Ghost Squatter out. Kalni is very bad in the face of Thing in the Ice until you get to, like, until they flip the Thing in the Ice, and then at that point Kalni becomes very important, just like we saw in that last game. So I think Kalni is very, very important in the matchup. What land can we take out? Like a basic forest, maybe? Definitely want the Thicket, because I want all my white sources, is I'm bringing in 4 white sideboard cards. Do I want Hornet Queen? I probably do. Can probably take out a couple of amulets. My opponent is very likely to be bringing in a Braids and stuff like that. Okay, I'm not gonna sideboard for Blood Moon, and we'll see what happens. Let's try this. Maybe I should be taking out one forest and leaving either one of the amulets or one of the scouts, but I don't think so. He was tapped out. Why not get Ballista and just shoot him? Because, I mean, the way I did it, it was exactly the same thing, right? We're winning the game anyway. I suspect they know I'm playing Ballista, but why show them, right? This hand looks very, very good. This hand looks very, very good. I think I will be playing Amulet on 1. I think I'll be playing Amulet on 1. We have access to explosives, which we can play on 2. And if we happen to find a bounce land, then we are going to be very, very, very good spot. Never didn't have it. Okay, so they are playing fetch lands, and I simply didn't see them because I'm stupid, and they are fetching for basics, so they are very likely playing Blood Moon. So yeah, sad me. So here we're going to play a Susa, hold the bounce land in hand, and just play Gemstone and Kalni. And we're going to play Explosives on 2. Just preemptively play it out. Susa dies. That's fine. Do you have an evade for this? Do I need an evade for this? Which means that my Amulet's not gonna die. Yep. Evade for the Amulets. Okay, so they are not really... not really valuing their Thing in the Ice. Kind of don't want to show the cavern, so do I reset the Kalni, or do I reset the Gemstone? I have 2 untapped lands, so this is kind of like a pretty free choice here. I think I'm going to reset the Kalni. No need to crack this yet. If they discard 1 or 2 Phoenixes, then I'm probably going to be cracking this right now. Maybe saving 7 damage is good anyway, so I should crack it anyway. Yeah, maybe I should have actually resetted the gemstone. Maybe that was just a mistake. But my opponent also showed me Pyromancer's Ascension. So I kind of wanted to, you know, get max value from these explosives. Yeah, maybe I should have just reset this instead of the colony. It's not like this colony is going to do anything. And this is going to cost me a gemstone mine. Sweet. Yeah, I'm not taking 7 for no reason. That's not bad, that's not bad. Okay, okay. One, two, three, four, 5. Next turn we have Uncounterable Titan. Just don't Blood Moon me, bro. Just don't Blood Moon me. Don't fetch for a basic. Don't fetch for a basic. Don't do it. That's a basic mountain. That's weird. We're gonna get Turbo Phoenixed here. Yep, getting Turbo Phoenixed. Just 1 Phoenix should be fine. 2 Phoenix would be annoying. 3 Phoenix would be close to backbreaking. Okay. This amount of Phoenixes I can live with. Right on time, rest in peace. Right on time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, prime time. I don't need to show the cavern. What am I getting here, though? I remember I still need to pay for Pact and Upkeep. Kavita Crossroads, Bojukebog maybe? Bog seems quite important here, actually. Alright, if you have the Blood Moon, you win. If you have the Blood Moon, you win. But I think that both gaining life and dealing with their graveyard are both very important things. Well, that is rough. That is very, very rough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that is yikes. So I need to draw exactly Amulet. Huh. Not looking great for the home team. I needed to draw exactly Amulet there, because if I had drawn Amulet, I could cast the Hornet Queen this turn. What gets me out of here? Opponent has a 9 power dude. 3. I cannot cast Hornet Queen. No, they showed me Pyromancer's Ascension, which they can with this big of a graveyard, they can very easily just play the Ascension and like activate and enable it really quick. I mean, but playing Rest Master, thank you for the follow. But just like time walking myself to cast a queen only matters if my opponent has exactly this sequence of cards. And I still have outs here, right? Because I still had outs. Now I don't anymore. But a path, I can just path the Crackling Drake and just win. An Amulet, I can just play Amulet, get 2 bounce land, and I cast Hornet Queen on my second main phase. So I still had a lot of outs. But just didn't work out. So we will do Vesuva and I guess I can... Okay, so my out is going to be to draw into exactly Path to Exile. And since my out is drawing into exactly Path to Exile, I think I need to give myself the best chance of getting there. So I'm going to try to cantrip into it. They take 6. Play Canopy. Path? Path? Too late, bro. You're too late. Alright, that was cool. That was a cool game. Anything I want to change? I guess I definitely want the queen then. But yeah, I think it's very easy to say yes, we should have waited and like play Hornet Queen instead of playing Titan. But what if they don't play the the other guy and they just like play an Ascension and they like activate it and then I just die, you know? So it's pretty hard. It's just like choose what you want to play around and then, you know, die accordingly. Okay, on the play I probably want to have more amulets. Sick. Alright. We're gonna lead on Scout. Then play Crypt on 2. And we also have access to explosives, which is pretty nice. So we just need to find a threat here. We just need to find a threat, and we should be in a good spot. Kept their 7. Gonna bolt this. I'm actually pretty okay if they bolt this. Doesn't really matter. Cool. There's the thread I was looking for. I maybe should have played the explosives for 2 there. Now I don't want to play into Remand, so I'm not going to do anything. Okay. I think this waiting game is good for me. Again, not playing into Remand. Is it Remand or Remand? Okay, they definitely have Remand over there. That's just a bad play. This game is over. Probably the Vesuva in hand is better. Okay, we serve. Here I guess I get Crossroads and don't really care about their graveyard. But I kinda want to Steerings on my second main. So maybe getting Simic is probably correct. I have no packs to pay for. Another Amulet? Sure, I'll play this out. So next turn my opponent is 900% dead. And I'm at 19, facing one Phoenix with a Tormod script in play. Think I like my spot. Alright, you got me, Addis. You got me. I will stop calling it Remand and I will start calling it Remand instead. Surgical my Steerings. Sure, you got it. Surgical and Ancient Steerings resolves. Twitch has a huge delay. It always does that in mobile. When I watch Twitch, it's the same issue. There's a very large delay when you watch a mobile as opposed to when you're watching a computer. It's kind of weird that way, but I don't think there's anything that I can do about it. I have my settings. I have no delay. Yeah, dude. Like, this deck should never board in Surgical against us. It makes sense from my Death Shadow opponent. It makes sense for them to board in Surgical because they can like Thoughtseize one of my Titans and they're Surgical them away. But like their counter, this deck's counter spell of choice is Remand, right? Like what are they doing? If they had Mana Leak, maybe it could be a consideration. And even so, this hand is just too slow, unfortunately. This hand is also too slow. At least this has lands. Anasusa makes this hand pretty reasonable. Guess we keep this. They topped. We're gonna play Canopy, act like we're Boggles. I don't think the point of damage is gonna be relevant. They're playing. Oh my god, this deck again. I'm ready to get punished. Yeah. We need two explosives here. Hopefully they will flip their thing in the ice and bounce my Trinket Mage, which would be hilarious. Yeah, Trinket Mage doing work. Trinket Mage doing work. This deck flips thing in the ice so consistently on turn 3, it's crazy. Alright. Extra Trinket Mage value coming down next turn. I'm ready to get punished by this by this fucking Horizon Canopy. Just by like taking 2 damage from it. Yep. Yep. This card is kind of a pain in the ass. My only out was to find Kabira Crossroads off of these tierings. And that is, you know, taking into account that my opponent has 5 lands in hand. Okay, they got me. Same sideboard plan. Rest in peace. Yeah. So we took out Ghost Squatter, we took out Pact of Negation and 1 Summoner's Pact. We definitely want the Hornet Queens. Take out 3 of these guys and the Walking Ballista. This is what we did last match. It doesn't change anything. Mage for Crypt doesn't do anything, and if I Mage for Crypt, then I die to my opponent's guy. What's his name? Drake. So that doesn't seem like the highest EV play for me. This hand is very weird, but I think I'm gonna keep. We have 2 relevant pieces of interaction in Bojuki Bog and Path. And I think I'm playing out the Amulet on turn 1 because I want to basically make my opponent interact with it, so they don't develop their own game plan. No, it doesn't shut off the Drake, and that's why this deck plays Crackling Drake, right, instead of the other kind of Drake, because Crackling Drake counts cards in graveyards and an Exile. So yeah, Mage for Crypt didn't do anything on that board. Also, we didn't have Crypt in the main deck, right? Crypt is in the sideboard. Yep, I've been got by that card. I've been got by that card before. That's why I actually stopped and read it, and I'm like, oh yeah, reading cards is OP, you know. Reading cards is pretty strong. Yeah, I got by not the Drake. I got by the Planeswalker. The new Ralsaric. I exiled my opponent's graveyard and then it like killed my thing anyway. I'm like, wait, what? And I actually read the card. I'd be like, okay, sure. And then after that, my opponent played the Drake and I was not stupid and I actually read it carefully. Also, it's easier to know with the Drake because it shows you the power and toughness right there. The Ralsaric, you actually need to like read the card. What's my opponent doing over there? Path to Exile is incredible in this matchup, by the way. It's very, very good. Okay, so good draws here include oh please, yes, got him. Tell me more about how you get that value from that Arc-like Phoenix opponent. This is too awesome. Oh my god. I think my highest EV play is to protect my life total here though. So even though it's very tempting to like hold this bounce land in hand, I think I'm kind of, forced to holding up Path to Exile here, which kind of sucks. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so if things don't change, then I should have the win next turn, because this bug will untap twice, and I do have 2 green sources, so we should be fine. It's also very enticing for my opponent to try to like go ahead and flip this thing in the ice, which means they will tap out and they will not be holding up. Huh. Yeah, in order to guarantee lethal, I'm willing to like, maybe my opponent has like gut shot and like opt or something, and they get me with that thing in the ice that only had 2 counters. But it's very unlikely that with 1 mana they are able to play like a full 4 spells in order to flip this. So, boom. Simian Spirit Guys Disdainful Stroke? No? Okay. So you're dead then. So Vesuva, Slayer Stronghold. I can force the chump, and I think that's going to be enough for me to win this game. I think forcing the chump is going to be good enough. Attack. So here we're gonna get yes. I think we just get Sunhome plus. Okay, they just concede. I was gonna get Sunhome plus Simic, so I could activate the Sunhome, force the chomp, and then on my second main I could actually cast the Trinket Mage or a Scout. I think I like this sideboard plan. I will go to the bathroom and I will come back and we will revisit. So Trinket is gas. Crypt is pretty gas. This is the only card that I'm kind of like not sure about. I think Silence is kind of not worth it. Yeah, let's do the same. Yep. Sneep. We get Bounce Land, we get Scout, we get Amulet. What else could we want? Well, that is that is exactly what we wanted. So now, do I want to expose this Scout? Yeah, I guess I do. It was worth considering though. Like, my opponent clearly f6, so it's great that I played this, but I think it was definitely worth the consideration. Just so I didn't enable. Okay, but this is my opponent is not bringing back Phoenixes then. Do I expose the Amulet? I guess so. Basically, is do I want to enable my opponent's Abrade? It will basically take their turn, and if I actually do happen to untap with Amulet, then that's great for me. Yeah, so I think I'm going to play the Amulet. And I'm going to play Vesuva, copying my opponent's basic island, I guess. Because next turn I want to like play the Simic and reset my Gemstone Mine. So I want to be able to transmute. In order to be able to transmute, I will need to have another blue source. So as you can see, guys, this is what what makes the deck. Ooh, my opponent brought in Rejection. Excellent for me. What it is that makes the deck complicated? It's just the fact that you need to be thinking all of these turns in advance. I think here we transmute for explosives. I think transmuted for explosives is it's the way to go here. We're playing explosives on 2 next turn off of these crossroads, and if they don't answer my Amulet, then I will Titan on the following turn. Because there isn't really a ton of value in playing a Colony Garden when they're gonna bounce it, right? Alright, there's the fucking Phoenix. So what can I play around here? I can play around Pierce. I can very easily... I guess I don't... Remand is the only thing, I guess. Yeah... Is it Charm? Well... That one got me. No. So I can... Let's say I packed for Azusa. How does my next turn look like? Also, this is one less spell in their... So let's say I packed for Azusa. I play the Azusa, have 2 extra land drops, play Caviar Crossroads, and this, we have access to 4 mana next turn. Oh no, because I'm gonna have to pay for pact, so I'm gonna have only access to 2 mana next turn. Alright. Oops. Qué poca mocha tienes, Cheperino XD. Got it. You got it. Yes, we can Titan, but my opponent's gonna flip the thing in the ice, right? I think I'm interested in pacting for Azusa here, though. Can bounce this, play the Azusa, play Gemstone, play Crossroads. Okay. As usual, we die to Blood Moon, but that's pretty much true regardless. Flashback looting. If I get to untap with this, then the game is over. If I get to untap with this. Yeah, my opponent brought in this spell, which is correct. Oh, okay. Yep, so the game is over. So I'm gonna be at 22. I can cast Titan, haste it, and I can double strike, bringing my opponent down to 1. I can exile their graveyard so they cannot flashback that looting next turn. So they will need to have a card in hand. And even if my opponent has something stupid like Timur Battle Rage, I should still win the game. Garrison and Stronghold. They're going to bounce my Titan, but I think... Actually, do I want to double strike here? Because it's not going to force a chump, right? It's not going to force a chump. Do I want to double strike, or do I want to set up something like... I think I actually want to set up something like... get Cavern of Souls on Giant just so next turn a Remand doesn't get me, and Bojuku Bog. That seems way better actually. Since the Titan is basically gonna be lethal anyway. So we're gonna do Bojuku Bog plus Cavern of Souls. And it's really funny that because the thing in the ice only has 1 counter, there's literally no way for my opponent to kill this Titan. Because even if they bolt it, then it's gonna get bounced before the second bolt resolves. Which is really funny. So next turn the Titan will be double striking. I already paid for my pact, so I don't need to worry about that. All my mana is gonna be free to do whatever I want next turn. Bold Face, Awoken Aurora flips. Things get back to hand. Yeah, this attack doesn't seem very good to me. I mean, they literally know that I have. Yep, now they can see it. All right. Twice in a row, we lose game 1 against Phoenix, and we win both games 2 and 3. I'm starting to believe that our sideboard plan is actually quite strong post-board. Having access to Path to Exile is just it's just so huge in this matchup. We can mess with their graveyard with like Rest in Peace and Tormod Script. We can use explosives to destroy whatever thing or Drake they have going on. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say that our sideboard plan against that deck is very, very good. So deck. Alright, so we are very likely to be playing against Dredge. I have a limited experience, honestly. I mean, Tormod Script is very strong. What's his name? What's the card I'm looking for? Bojuki Bog is very, very strong. But yeah, it might be Path is just such a massive upside with this version versus the other one, because we would on the red version we would have access to maybe Fire Spout and a Braid. With the uptick in that deck, in the blue red Phoenix thing in the ice deck, I have been running at least one Dismember in my sideboard in place of one Braid, and I think it might be correct to just run 2 and 2. Just 2 Dismembers, 2 Braids. There's just so many Phoenix decks in Moto. I think this is a mulligan. This is slightly better. This opponent is like a Dredge master, so I'm expecting them to be on Dredge. Maybe they could be testing something else though. Well, there's my answer. Okay, so Bojuki Bog. Bojuki Bog would be the best thing to find here. We already have ETB on top line, so having access to the bounce on is kind of nice. So far, we only have a turn 5 Titan though, which probably will not be enough. We need some way to speed things up. I wonder why there was no upkeep activation there. Ah, my opponent knows me. Okay. Unless we draw exactly Bujugibog right here. Or I guess Amulet could be a reasonable draw too. We are gonna be, yeah, we're in a ton of trouble. We really are in a ton of trouble here. We're simply gonna be too slow. We're simply going to be too slow. Main the Dark Blast is very interesting to me. And I guess it's something that we will have to act accordingly, because our like 1-mana dudes are gonna be much worse. There's a conflagrate. Alright, we're in trouble now. We are in trouble. Take 6. They haven't flipped a single chill yet. Wait a second, this draw is massive. This draw is absolutely huge. So we can play Amulet, we can play Simic Growth, Trinket Mage, find the second Amulet. And if we draw exactly Azusa, though I guess if we're planning on drawing exactly Azusa, then just like fetching, yeah, then developing my mana is gonna be better. Yeah, I'm 1 mana short otherwise. Yeah, I think I'm gonna play the blocker this turn. And I'm going for the win. I'm gonna fetch a second Amulet. If we top deck Azusa, we win. That's basically the moral of the story. I don't think my opponent has enough. They can Dredge Loam up to 8, -1 to play the land. So 7, 2 and 5, and then I take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I would be going down to 2. Boarding interaction is perfectly fine, Telperio. You just need to find the correct interaction. The way we are set up, if we happen to find an Azusa or a stupid pact, so we have 7 draws to win the game on the spot. If we find Tolaria West, then that we're 1 mana short of Tolaria West. Yeah, we have 7 draws to win the game on the spot, and we would 100% win the game if we had been on the play. But being on the draw against my opponent's quite strong draw kind of messed that up for us. Amulet plays Simic, make mana, bounce Simic, then cast Mage, get second Amulet and cast with less. No, I was going to be 1 mana short of that. Counted it last. I counted it last turn. This was the optimal play because I needed to play Amulet, and then if I played Simic, then I would have exactly 3 mana, which is to cast Trinket Mage, and I don't have any mana floating. Oh, did I miscount? Alright, OP, step out. Give me an Azusa. Azusa or Pact. Azusa or Pact. Nope. In fact, the one card that guarantees that I can't win. Yep. They got me. They got me. Let's try this again. But now with some real cards. Tormod script in this sideboard. Rip. I think I want 1 explosives. I don't think I want more. And I probably want the path to exiles. Bug is insane. Cover can come out. Same thing with Ghost Squatter. Same thing with Corner Queen. Whoops. Maybe because of Dark Blast I should side out some of these guys. I wonder. I don't think I want more explosives. I think I'd rather have the paths. Yeah, let's try this. It's funny. Oh, my opponent explained. So apparently they had 2 horns, 1 looting, 1 land in hand. I started with horn because I wanted to give myself a chance to be lucky and top deck land with mill dredges from turn 1 horn. And that exactly happened. Mill Thug drew City of Brass and had a chance to go from there. Oh, okay. Oh, so you needed a second land. You didn't need to dredge. Makes sense. Okay. Yep. So here I will be playing Amulet on 1. Playing Amulet on 1, and then off the Gemstone Mine, and I will enable turn 2 Azusa, which means that I will start turn 3 with 4 mana in play. Should be pretty strong. No bounce land in play though, so that's a little bit shitty because I kind of want to hold. Nah, I think I just hold the Garrison in hand. Never mind. Because I had second horn, so without land from top, I could cast loot and draw lines. Okay. Alright. Dark Blast, Price Amalgam. Sick. My opponent doesn't have a black source here, so this Azusa cannot die to Dark Blast. So we're gonna do this. Bounce this, play Azusa, play these lands, cast Tormod Script. And now they will need to choose. They either, I guess they can mill this is actually probably enough to crypt here. And they have a Dark Blast in hand. Alright, so they need to either answer the Azusa or answer the Amulet. Otherwise they get Titan next turn. Hi Acebus. Yeah. He is indeed the Dredge master. He is very, very good with Dredge. He has a shit ton of trophies, and he's just very good. Alright, so that deals with the Amulet, which is a little bit unfortunate for me. The good thing is that doesn't deal with the Azusa, so that's, on the other hand, pretty good for me. Let's see what I can find here. Another Amulet or Simic Growth Chamber? I think I'm more interested in Simic Growth Chamber because I get to like super ramp this turn. If I get, I can play the Amulet, but then if my opponent like answers it with the Flashback Grudge, yeah, definitely getting the Simic Growth. Making sure I play both of my tap lands here. And next turn I should have a Titan that's gonna find Bojuki Bog and snowball from there. Yeah, Ades, yeah, I was exactly 1 mana on both turns to go off basically. Ades, so you're waiting for the Argentinian accent, dude. You've been hearing the Argentinian accent for the past almost 2 hours. At one point, it's really funny. I had way less of an accent while I was still living in Argentina. I had way less of an accent than I do now. Back then, I used to like study. What's his name? Study British English instead of like American English, I guess. And when I came here to the States, I kind of just didn't care anymore. So they have Dark Blast, Loam Imp. Guess they're gonna do some more dredging here. Stain the Mind? Holy crap, that's some spice right there. So they're gonna get 2 Narcos and 1 Amalgam, which is perfectly fine. They discarded Imp and Dark Blast. And they have Loam. This is such a pain in the ass to keep track of. I give up. This is my least favorite part of playing against Dredge. It's just so annoying to keep track of all this shit. Okay, so I play. Can I haste? Is the question I'm trying to answer here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I can haste. So the correct sequence would be to do this. This is Titan mana. This is Primeval Titan mana. I play out this. Float white. Yes, I will float. Get Simic Growth, I guess, and Bojuki Bog. Bog you. This is white. Bounce Gemstone. Bog Resolve. Replay this. Haste Titan. And now we get. Yeah, they just concede. Argentina Spanish. Oh, I spoke a little bit of Spanish a little bit earlier. There was some Argentinian in chat actually. You live in the West Coast too? Well, I do live in LA, so I imagine that you mean West Coast, Best Coast, right? My family friend used to live in Chile, so she had to travel around South America for work, so she picked up various accents. Oh, really? We do sound pretty funny, I'm gonna be honest with you. The Argentinian accent is pretty weird. Okay, so Stain the Mind. My opponent is playing Stain the freaking Mind. My opponent is playing Stain the Mind. What do I do about that? Goblin guy, don't you never need to. Like, people make fun of my accent all the time too. It's just hilarious. Yeah. It definitely makes sense. It definitely makes sense. Like, it's definitely better than Thoughtseize against us. Now my opponent did show me multiple Dark Blasts though, so maybe I can do this. Anything else I want to change? Everything else is probably fine. Let's see a nut draw here, please. Let's see, like, Bojuki Bog into Rest in Peace, into some other stuff. Ugh. Oh, see, oops, damn it. I missed the follow. Oz169, thank you for the follow. I also mean Vamp BV. Sorry I missed your follow. Yeah, I think this is a mulligan. Guess I keep this. Rest in peace on top. Rest in peace on top. Rest in peace on top. That's not a rest in peace. What are the chances my opponent is holding up Lightning Axe? Do I play into Lightning Axe? Do I play into Lightning Axe? I think I'm not going to. I think I'm not going to. Sweet. I'm not going to play around Lightning Axe, I meant. My opponent mulliganed, and I thought it was not the most likely that they would have access to Lightning Axe there. Cathartic Reunion. Shit. Imp, Loam, Dark Blast. Oh, yeah. Options. I can transmute for a Titan, or I can transmute for a Tormod script. I think I want to transmute for a Tormod script. And this is why Tormod script is not the same as Bojuki Bog. This is why. Bojuki Bog doesn't do anything there. Tormod script leaves my opponent with no graveyard. That was 2 conflags down. I'm going to assume that he's going to kill the scout now with this Dark Blast. And then loan back. What did he loan back? Foothills. I guess we Baloth. Imagine Dredge Loam. Yeah. Flashback looting. Damn. That was a really good dredge from my opponent. That was a very, very good dredge. Discarded both imps. I guess I don't want to always yield to that. No, Amalgam says something at least. Hopefully that was both of their conflags though. Shit. And this guy's not blocking, so... Alright, I think if we top deck Titan we win, and if we don't top deck Titan we are in trouble. That's basically the name of the game. Man, looting having flashback is just so fucking absurd. So ridiculous. All eight Titans are in the deck, so... All 8 Titans are in there. Three blood gas. They found 3 blood gas. Holy crap. Is Titan even enough at this point? Is Titan even enough? Titan? I mean... Maybe this enables a kill next turn if I get very, very lucky. Seems unlikely. This card is fucking ridiculous. We need to find the Titan right there. It's... yeah. Let's say that my opponent had like 9 less life and I had 9 more life. This game would be looking much better. I mean, it still comes down to the same thing though. I needed to draw a Titan, and since I have not, I'm pretty much dead. And Techstar123, thank you for the follow. They found the 4th chill. Alright. GG's. I think we had a pretty solid shot if my opponent... If I had been on the draw on game 1, I think we win instead of losing. That part is one thing. And I think we had a solid shot if they didn't hit their 4th chill there, and we actually happened to like to draw this. Also note how, like, my opponent doesn't have Ancient Grudges anymore. That's very smart of them. I agree with this 100%. They have Ancient Grudges on the draw, and they don't have Ancient Grudges when they are on the play. That is very smart, and that's how you know that that person knows what they are doing, and they know the matchup. That's how you know they know what's up. 2-2. Okay. Let's cash this league. Guess we keep. This is a sad keep. But an amulet makes this a nice keep. And a blue source makes this a nice keep. And if we happen to find freaking... what's his name? I'm okay with this. If we happen to... okay. Let's play this out, see how things develop here. Let's see how things develop here. Techstar, you built Paper Jaunt. Congrats. Deck is freaking expensive, so... okay, so here, check this out. I'm gonna be planning my sequencing for my next turn and the turn after. So this turn I'm going to... it's gonna be weird, but I'm going to bounce my Forest instead of bouncing my Tularia West. And the reason for this is that next turn I'm going to play Trinket Mage and fetch for Amulet and play the Amulet out, which will give me lethal on the following turn thanks to the Azusa. Of course, we could simply die here, because this card is completely bonkers. Don't have another Landro, please. So I'm casually taking 12 here. No big deal. Just casually taking 12. I would expect my opponent to like discard 2 cards, play a land, get the Phoenix back, and then play a Hollow One as their last card. Their last card in hand. Because that's how Hollow One lives and does their thing. I do consider Modern to be an eternal format, is it not? So I'm going to take 14 here. My opponent has lethal next turn. Amulet. How do I win here? How do I not lose? Because right now I'm dead on board. Because my opponent has a Faithless looting over there. Bojukubog makes it so I'm not dead this turn. I think I need to Steerings here. I think I'm forced to Steerings. I don't think that Trinket for Amulet doesn't achieve anything. I need to... Steerings... I think Steerings into a Jukebog is my only out, right? If Steerings into Bujugabog is my only out, then I should play the Azusa out, though. Yeah, I think playing the Azusa out is better because it allows these Steerings to also find Kalni Garden. Or nothing. That's also an option. Alright, we did. My opponent sees the play. Oh, they have an even better play. Alright. And it's really funny because I always play my last round against Hollow One. I always get absolutely wrecked. Okay, Pact out. Cavern out. Ghost Quarter out. Hornet Queen out. Ballista out. Yeah, I guess explosives on 1 was also an out, Jonah. So you're correct. You're correct. I missed explosives as an out. So basically, the question was: do I want to make Bojuki Bog or Colony Garden an out, or do I want to make explosives an out? And depending on that, then that's the option of whether I play Azusa or not. My opponent had the Goblin lore anyway, so it didn't matter. Yeah, it didn't matter anyway, so it's fine. Okay, here's a matchup where I do miss having access to Fire Spout. And again, this another league where I just literally didn't bring in Silence in any single matchup. I guess I didn't bring in Stony Silence either. We didn't play against Hardened Scales, nor KCI. Nor Tron. Yeah, Jonathan, yeah, you're correct. So I should have steered first, and then that would have been the best possibility. Yes, because that still leaves me the option to like play my basic forest and cast the Azusa that turn, if that's one thing that I want to go for, or leave explosives as the out. Yeah, you are 100% correct. You are 100% correct. That was just flat out a mistake in sequencing. That was just wrong. That was simply wrong. Okay. However, this is another matchup where the path to exiles are pretty nice. So we're gonna start on turn 1 Scout, of course. Then we can stare on 2. We can see what we find, and we can potentially use Rex Sage to stop my opponent's... If my opponent has like a very explosive start. They're gonna bolt me again. Don't bolt me, please. Please don't bolt me. That's a Flameblade Adept. Huh, that's interesting. I think I actually play out the second Scout here. No need for me to do anything yet. I could replay the basic forest, but I think it's more valuable exactly to give myself the out to like instant speed Bojuki Bog my opponent here. I think that's actually pretty valuable. What's up, Shona? Playing a challenge on Monday. 10 pre-cyber games versus blue-white, half on the draw, half on the play. Can you share some wisdom with me on how to better play the matchup? Yes, you should check out my sideboard guide if you haven't done so yet. When I talk about blue-white, I have like almost a full page where I cover the ins and outs of the matchup. Here I'm not blocking, and I'm actually going to Bojuki Bog, exile my opponent's graveyard, so my opponent doesn't play a land and angler me. Just gonna take 3 here. Yep, there you go. That's exactly the one that I was talking about. I don't like them fetching for basics though. That kind of... I don't like that. Don't fetch for basics, opponent. It's pretty straightforward. If they do have a hollow one, I assume they take the Rex Sage. If they do not have the hollow one, I assume they take the Steerings. I guess they do have the hollow one. Let's lead on Steerings. I guess we're getting a Tolaria West, which is cool because this is what we were looking for. Any order. So we're going to use the black source to play Amulet. We're going to play Tolaria West. It's going to float blue. Then I will use this to flash in this, bounce the Tolaria, transmute for a Summoner's Pact, and pass the turn. and I have this scout to flush in this forest end of turn. Why not ball in response to the death triggers? Yeah, that's what I should have done, honestly. Just you're 100% correct. It was just a misplay on my part. That is what I should have done, because that basically guarantees that I don't get anglered. So my opponent will need another Thoughtseize or the Burning Inquiry. Assassin's Trophy. Alright, that's one that I was definitely not playing around. And this is gonna get Obstinate Bailoff. Alright. And at this point, we're racing. At this point, we are racing. I'm not blocking their Adept. If they want to attack, that's great for me. I guess they can still Angler here. So if they Angler, then I guess that changes my play. Hollow one. Oh, that's fine. I'm double blocking there, 100%. Okay, we pay for a pact. Kabira Crossroads is nice. We just pass the turn here, I think. I think this Bailoff is doing more work. Okay. I'm double blocking here. If they have another bolt, then so be it. Yeah. I actually do think that leaving us with no board is... Do I want to leave us with both of us with no board? Like, do I trade this solo one? I don't think I do, right? I'm going to be going up to 20... 17, and then I attack them down to 5. I think this is actually better. I think I'm racing here. With these red swords, they cannot play an angler here, so they are even going lower in life. Sure. This feels like a pretty aggressive attack to me. Yep. Now you're going down to 3. That's an extremely aggressive attack. Now this solo one is in, I guess, in trade duty. Cannot attack anymore. Flamewake Phoenix. Sure. Okay. Lol. Alright. This is how we do it. I just can see. Okay. Assassin's Trophy, though, it's a very interesting piece of tech, though. That means that usually this deck doesn't have an answer to a Resolve Prime Time that doesn't involve the combat step. But Assassin's Trophy definitely changes that paradigm. Oh, anything we want to change? No, I think this is fine. I'm kind of not so sure about the Rest in Peace, though. This hand is excellent. It's gonna get absolutely destroyed by a fucking Burning Inquiry, but... Huh. Huh. Nah, there's no way. Nah. We're going for the scout line. We are going for the scout line. Because this is... I'm not even guaranteed to be able to crack these explosives next turn. So that, I think, is what turns the tides towards not going for the explosives line. Alright. Unless they have gut shot, I like my spot. What's the best possible sequencing here? I guess we Kalni and ice steerings first. Well, the damage might actually become relevant here, so I'm going to play this out. If they have a Thoughtseize, we get pretty wrecked. Not gonna lie. But if they don't find explosives or grudge, then I just straight up win. Blood gas come back. It's fine, I don't care. Can't block. Tap out for threat, please. And also they are tapped out of fucking, what's his name? Assassin's Trophy. So this is game. That's game. I don't think there's anything to play around. Yep. Alright, 3-2. Crazy Paw, sorry I didn't answer your question. Basically, the card disadvantage is actually extremely relevant against Hollow One, and they don't rely on their graveyard as much. You know, this is not a one-hit graveyard kind of thing. They actually recoup their graveyard very quickly. And let's go over what's Hollow One. Okay. They recoup their graveyard very quickly with cards like Faithless Looting, Goblin Lore, and Burning Inquiry, and they're able to like Gurmagangler you. I mean, you're gonna be able to like you know, blow up their graveyard and get like a Phoenix and like a Bloodghast or something, and then on the next turn they're going to like Burning Inquiry, and that's like 4 cards in there, and they are gonna Angler you again, even if you like exile their graveyard, and having. It's just basically not worth a card, right? That is something that you need to answer when you look at cards like Tormod's Crypt, and that's why we have two kinds of cards, right? That we are running on that place. We can run something like Amulet White. We can write something like Rest in Peace and Relic of Progenitus, which is Hollow with Bontus / Reckoning Cyber. Yeah, I don't think I'll be doing that. Rest in Peace, which is like a constant effect, which will mess up not only my opponent's, you know, like the one shot, like Phoenixes or whatever, but it will also stop all the future Phoenixes. Or we can do something like Relic, where the effect is way more marginal, but it is just way slower, and it actually cycles, which means that it doesn't cost us a card. When we're running Tormod's Crypt, the effect costs 0, but this is one card in our deck that we're using, and you know, this effect sometimes is worth a card against KCI, against Dredge, of course, but I don't think against Hollow One this effect is worth a card. Huh. Okay. I don't think I'll be able to finish a league today. So, because I started a little bit later, and I don't think I will have enough time to finish a full league. So, we can start a league with this list again. We can start a league with this list, or we can play some two-mans with this list and make changes if we want to, or we can play some other stuff. But there's no way I'm gonna be able to finish another Amulet League because I need to like go teach a lesson and something. Yeah, you're welcome, Crazy Po, and just like everybody else, if you have any questions, by all means, ask them in chat, and I will do my best to answer them. And while we're at it, I wanted to thank everybody for watching right now. My name is Francisco. We stream mostly Modern here and Amulet. I'll add that. Although we do stream some Legacy as well. If you haven't done so yet, make sure you hit that follow button. You can get notified whenever I go live, and you can check out the stream. If you want to help support the stream, you can subscribe to the channel. You get this awesome primetime emote that you see in chat right now. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I always post which decks I'm going to be playing, and also when I'm going live, you can do so right there at FPalasMTG. If you want to check out previous streams, you can do so on YouTube. That's my YouTube channel. All of my previous streams get uploaded there, and they get timestamped and everything, so you can jump straight to whichever match you want to check out. If you want to join the Amulet Discord, you can do that with that link over there. It's a very active Discord, always talking all things Amulet. And finally, if you want to see any decks of your choosing, you can donate to the stream to help support the stream. What this does is like any donation of $12 if you want to do a competitive league, or $8, which would cover the entry fee for any league. I will play any deck that you want me to play. If you wanted me to try something new with Amulet, if you want to try something new with any other deck, you can do that. What's the blacklist give? What do you mean, Arian? Can you rephrase that, please? You mean a black Amulet list? You mean this, right? This is something that I started and I never actually, went through with. So, if you guys want to mess around with this, I'm down. So the idea for black was Assassin's Trophy. I want to play some of these in the sideboard, basically in place of Path to Exile, and in some matchups, Thoughtseize. This was the idea. I literally never went through with this, but we can mess around with this idea. I don't think it's gonna be particularly good. Meaning, I don't think that the black cards add as much value as the white cards. Ranger. So that's my only thought with this list, is just the black cards are simply not as good. Interesting that I don't have 4 rot farms, though it kind of makes sense. Yeah, Slaughter Pact is an option. Slaughter Pact is very nice against melee Mage and Thalia. It's a very easy way to like do our thing. Definitely want Tormod's Crypt. I think I probably want a second one even. Awesome. Bye, Yades. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, Slaughter Pact is a very real card. In fact, I used to run this card at one point. I think it's actually pretty strong. How many black sources do we have if we play the full 4 rot farms? Mismatched? Never. So this would be black sources. This would be more black sources. So there'll be 10 black sources. Oh, because in the whitelist I'm running Horizon Canopy, that's why. Yeah, I'm running Horizon Canopy, and also Boros Garrison randomly adds white, which is nice. In fact, this actually came up when we played against Thing in the Ice, right? You know what? Actually, that makes sense. I would always run the first script over any other piece of Graveyard Hate, right? Always run this over any other piece of Graveyard Hate, because of exactly what happened when we played against Dredge. Okay, we were able to, like, on turn 2 actually, we were able to, like, transmute for Crypt and, you know, play it and crack it when we use our full 3 land drops. So this, but Nihil Spellbomb is fine. I actually think Nihil Spellbomb is better than Relic, because you don't need to be holding up the black mana all the time. It's nice with you know, it's nice if you can, but if you don't, you still get an effect, right? Unlike Relic, where if you are not holding up the 1 mana, then you just can't activate the ability that you want, which seems pretty bad. And it's very costly in some scenarios, especially against the decks where you want it. Another meme deck. I mean, it's not as bad. The cards that I was thinking of were this card. This is like the ultimate grind card. I don't think this card would be, like, necessarily insane or anything like that, but it's definitely, like, a cool effect. It's like a Eternal Witness on steroids or something. Like a 6/6 Eternal Witness that can, like, bring back multiple things every turn. So this is one of the considerations for adding black. Which could be cool as a one-off, probably in the sideboard, like over a tracker or something. What else? Elemental Avatar. Unfortunately, we don't get any. We don't get any, like, extra value from. We don't get any extra value from Cavern with these 2 types. You will bring it against John, against blue-white, like they would, like, have countered previous, like, amulets or whatnot. You can replay explosives, like against humans, for example. You can basically, like, explosive to their board every single turn until they deal with this. Because you can actually cast it for whatever amount you want, right? It's not that you need to, like, play it for 0. Sylvan Primordial. Oh yeah, we bought one yesterday. There he is. I think I would like Worldbreaker before I play this, but we can have an Avatar theme deck. Avatar giant tribal, giant avatars. I changed the Ranger for the Dino 5/5 Pseudo Asusa. So I don't think I've explained this on stream. I wrote about it on. I'm writing my full Amulet primer. It's been long. It's been long, really. We can check it out real quick. A little for you guys on stream, which are hanging out here. We can have, like, a little sneak peek into the Amulet primer that I'm writing. Just go to Google Docs, and there we go. So this is the full Amulet primer that I'm writing. How many pages am I in? 51, 60, 70. Okay, I'm in page 79 currently. So I'm basically starting with an introduction. Then I'm presenting like different styles of lists that we can play. You know, Bloom, Scout, Sakama, damn it. Trinket Mage, you know, all the stuff that we've seen, like a little bit of like an introduction to what the deck looks like. Then through the bridge list, this shout out to freaking grilled cheese for his through the bridge list. Okay, then we talk about how to build the deck. So we talk about all the different pieces of the deck, the lands, and the why, explanations going over the reason why every single land is in the deck, why you should play 1, 2, or 0 of all of these cards. These are all the ones that we usually see. These are the ones that we don't often see. And I'm going real deep here. I'm naming Mirror Pool, Moswar Bridge, like Nephalia Academy. Like, I'm going real deep. We're doing the same thing with core creatures. We have like 2 pages talking about 2 pages and a half talking about the card Primeval Titan. 1 page, 2 pages talking about the card Azusa. 1 page, 2 pages talking about about Scout. We're going deep. We're going deep here. Then Skyshot Ranger, and here is what I'm talking about. So the reason why we would run Ranger over something like the Dino is because of what I explained here. Okay, Explore is good in the deck because it allows you to play a land drop right away, meaning that you will start turn 3 with 3 mana in play and a land drop to make. Ranger is good because it comes down on turn 1, and if he survives, will leave you with the same situation, okay? So you will untap with 3 lands on turn 2. However, if Gardener comes down on 2, it means that it will need to survive the turn before you get any value from him. And if he were to die, you're not left with only 2 mana at the beginning of your turn 3. The upside of starting turn 3 on 3 lands in play is that Tireless Tracker, you can cast Tracker and play a land immediately. You can cast Trinket Mage and immediately play the Amulet. And also, if you have an Amulet in play, it means that you can use those 3 mana to play Azusa and then replay your bounce land 3 times in order to make it to 6 mana, in order to enable a turn 3 Titan. So those are the explanations why I do think that it's better to have 1 or 2 mana ramp in the form of Explore or Skyshot Ranger before you play multiples of the other ones. So that is, the explanation. And then we go over the Silver Bullets. Again, we go real deep with the Silver Bullets, talking about Thran, Gaia's Revenge, and why you should not play it. Mistcutter Hydra, Hornet Nest, which I have played in the past, Oracle of Murdaya, and Swordtooth, Lotus Cobra, and why you probably shouldn't play it, Muldotra and Gitrog, Ewit, and why it's probably great, but I don't think it's good enough. Punglacial Worm. Yeah, we're going real deep here. So yeah, so this is what I've been working on, and then of course we have tagged along to this. We have how to build a sideboard, how to play the deck. This is the section that I'm working on, and of course the card Blood Moon deserves its own little section, which I'm working on. And then we have the actual matchup guide that I already shared with everybody. That is actually going to be part of the full primer. But yeah, so I'm technically 44 pages into the primer, and everything else is the sideboard guides that you guys already have access to. So, but yeah, I've been working on it a little bit. It takes long though. It really takes a long time to write all of that stuff, and like to organize my thoughts, like figure out what I want to put in paper and what I do not want. What is like, how to explain things so they become like actually, so they make sense on paper. Because it's one thing to it's one thing to explain to something, and that's why I made a video primer. You know, it's so much easier to explain things when you are like reading the card at the same time and like sharing like this stuff and like. So we use this, and then we use this, and we get this and this. You know, I can like share the cards at the same time, and it's just weird to explain in words when we don't have actually access to the cards right there. Yeah, Ariane, this is... It is a labor of love because I'm literally getting nothing from it, so... it is literally a labor of love and nothing else. So yeah, that's that's what's up. So yeah, so maybe we can play one match. I run into this list and I loved it. So this list 5-0'd in the last legacy dump. This list was there, and it's basically like I'm looking Mother of Runes, ramming up Excavator, 4 explorations in like Maverick or something. What's going on here? And basically the idea is to like freaking just go squatter lock our opponents. Which is hilarious. So I really wanted to give this a shot. I think I'm going to stream this deck maybe on Friday. We'll see how it goes. But I definitely want to stream with this deck because I think it's awesome. Whoever built this is a freaking genius. So let's try this for like one quick like legacy match or something. I literally played 0 matches with this deck, so I have no idea how it works. But again, I don't want to join a league because I will literally be able to play 1 match and that's it. So we'll just introduce the deck. Man, it's so sad that I have like 130 freaking chests and they are worth nothing right now. They're freaking worthless. 176. Ugh. 176. That's so bad. Yeah. Well, why do you think that the chests are so cheap, right? Because the cards they have inside are as worthless as the chests themselves. I'm gonna wait until like the release of the new block. Usually when you have like the release of a new set, then the price of chests goes up pretty considerably. So that's what I'm going to. I'm waiting for that to happen, and then I'm just going to set all the 130, because I'm running very low on event tickets. I've been milking display points for a while. I've been milking display points for a while, but you know, if you're playing meme streams, then I'm down to opening this piece of crap. I don't even know what they can have. What can those guys have? They are worth 0.01 tickets. 0.01 tickets. That's not a lot of value. So let's open this up. Let's see what we can find. Snap. Legacy staple. What else can we find? Noose Constrictor. Holy crap. Go for the Throat. I already have this card. Tech Edge. Okay, this card is actually legit. I have played with this card before. This one's fine. Despise. Why do we have it? Why are we wasting a promo slot with the card Despise? Like, why? Why? What's the point? Strangleroot Geist. This is pretty gross art, actually. Ugh. Is there literally nothing good that you can open here? Serrated Arrows? I guess this is finding Popper or something? So there's literally like nothing of value in this. Terminate. This is pretty sweet. Like the old art with the new frame. Looks kind of nice. And finally, Sterling Grove. Legacy staple. Yeah, okay, so those things are completely worth it. I sell them. Opening chests is pretty bad EV, and by selling them, by selling my chests, I've been going infinite in Magic Online for like 4 years now. 4 years. When was Pro Tour Born of the Gods? That's when I started. That's when I did the investment. When Pro Tour Born of the Gods happened. No, actually, I'm lying. It was like Cancer of Tarkir, Pro Tour, yeah. So it was like a month after Pro Tour Cons. A month after Pro Tour Cons, I decided that I just. So I don't get to play Paper Magic a lot because I work mostly during the weekends. So a little bit after Pro Tour Cons, I'm like, okay, fuck it. I will buy into Magic Online. I know it's annoying keeping 2 collections and everything, but whatever. So I literally bought Amulet and nothing else, and that was like almost 200 tickets at the time. This is when Summer Bloom was still legal, by the way, and that was it. It was like $200 or something, and that's literally all the money that I used on Magic Online. And since then I've been like very careful to not do stupid things like open chests for no reason, and like open packs. Back when if you did well at the daily, you got like very good value. Even if you 3-1 the daily, you would get very, very good value, and then I would get those packs, I would sell them, that would give me event tickets, so I would be able to like get into more dailies and stuff, and I've been going infinite since then. But yeah, every now and then I just run out of play points, and I actually need to use event tickets to get into events, and that's how I get my play points back, and I just keep going. So there's just nobody playing Legacy in the 2-man queues. We've been waiting for what, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes? How long has it been? If there's like 2 more minutes and nobody shows up, then Mashmalovsky, thank you very much for the. Oh, I played you like on Monday or something, right? I think I played you. What were you? Oh, you were playing the Phoenix deck, I think. But I for whatever reason remember your name for playing a lot of Burn. Do you used to like play a lot of Burn and have like a bunch of 5-0s with Burn or something? Because for whatever reason I always relate your name with Burn in Modern. But well, in any case, thanks for the follow. Yeah, we play each other all the time. We play. I can't remember what you played the last time, because I think this was like on Monday or something. This was like very recent. Yeah, there we go. Hey, I got you this time. Let's see what you. Oh, of course. Moto things. I kept this hand. I'm a freaking madman. Oh, you were playing the Eldrazi deck. Yeah, that's right. That makes sense. Yeah, that matchup is very, very good for me. Alright, so Moto crashed. Moto, please. Nope. Moto's dead. Moto, please. Can you make it? Nope. Moto cannot make it. Okay. Why do they allow you to do this, right? Why do they allow you to like replay if the deck just like Moto cannot handle it? But yeah, the Eldrazi matchup is pretty good for Amulet. Okay, they gave me my money back. Okay, so nobody's playing Legacy. Do you guys want to see anything else in Modern? We can play more Amulet, or we can play some other stuff. But I literally have time to play one more match. Yeah, Mashmalowski. The matchup is very, very good. The key is usually like Chalice on 0, but there's like so many ways that we can play around it anyway. So it's not. Yeah, it's just very good for us. Okay, let's play some Regular Breach actually. Or we can play like a one match with Amulet Breach. Okay, this I'm down for. Okay, so I need to get Teetering Peaks, World Spine Worm, and Liege of the Tangle. Damn, we're going real deep. Roll 2 dice and just scroll down till you hit the deck. Okay, so World Spine Worm. Hopefully this is not very expensive. What? 422? Why is this card so expensive? Liege of the Tangle. This card's pretty sweet. I just love the art. He's just like so badass, just walking in the woods. This art is freaking sick. Teetering Peaks. OG art, always. I don't really want to spend $4 on this piece of crap. Is there like a cheaper version or something? World Spine Worm. Nope, that's literally all there is. It's not even a foil that I can get for cheaper. That's awful. Does anybody have a World Spine Worm they wanna share with me? Otherwise, we're playing Liege of the Tangle main deck. Or Woodfall Primus. I would be down to playing Woodfall Primus here. I guess the idea of the worm is to like one-shot people with Breach, so it kind of makes sense. But like 4 tickets is way too much. There's no way I'm just randomly paying that amount of money for like this piece of crap. Okay, so what can we play? Let's do Private. I mean, we can play Emmy. Emmy is just weekend packed for Emmy though. Oh, just put in Emmy and it's just like what? All right, there we go. Just the one-off fun of Emrakul. Alright, you see, you don't even need to wait anything for Modern. Oh, I didn't. Did I change my sideboard? Do I have 15 cards? Yeah, 15 cards. Okay, cool. Amulet Breach. Let's go. Is this a keep? I don't even know. This kind of feels like a keep, but I might be wrong about it. It definitely feels like a keep. Not sure whether it is one. Ugh. Bounce land, please. Never didn't have it. So here we can transmute for Titan. My opponent is playing Death Shadow very not the correct way. You should be shocking OP, just so you know. Ooh. There's no way we go for it, right? Do we have Pact of Negation? We do have Pact of Negation. Okay, so we can force a Titan through next turn. This is not Death Shadow. This is definitely not Death Shadow. So we don't have an Amulet in place. So we're gonna breach a Titan. So that means it's gonna get haste. We can't double strike it though. Oh, so this must be the Leaving End deck, which is an even more of a reason for me to not breach a Titan instead of just simply playing it out. Yeah, because I can like breach a Titan and my opponent cannot Leaving End anymore. No, this is great. But I guess this is like kind of like the situation why we would play the worm. Tolaria West and Bodos Garrison, I guess. We have access to instant speed Bajuka Bog. Tolaria West and Simic Growth Chamber. Okay. Alright, sweet. No, my opponent cannot Leaving End anymore now. Because this Titan's gonna die. This is great. This is great. Uh-oh. Do we pack this? 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It kind of feels like we need to pack this, because both of our answers to Leaving End are right here. So my opponent is playing some real spice over there. Playing some real spice. So many packs to pay for. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. There we go. And now we pay for the other one. Sick. I still hold up Bujuki Bog, I think. Maybe I should have played out the Tolaria West. That's very unfortunate. At this point I'm not afraid of this Street Wraith, so I'd rather draw one more card basically. So I'll let this go. Yeah, okay, so next turn we have a Lethal Titan. Giralf Messenger. My opponent is playing Giralf's Messenger. I guess this is the problem with playing in the two-man queues, right? On the other hand, I'm playing Breach Amulet, so who am I? Who am I to talk? Who am I really to talk? Grey Merchant. Alright, so I really need to kill my opponent quickly. I guess they're trying to like bring a bunch of freaking black pips into play with stupid Leaving End. Is that what's going on? Mausoleum secrets. Convert less than or equal to the number of... Sure, this is fine. This resolves. I'm actually very confident that if my opponent living ends, they die. Also, they cast the secrets with the as foretold. They fetch a Geralt's messenger. You got it. You got it, opponents. This is why it's nice to like leave lands into leave Tolaria West into play sometimes, because you can actually like convert your bounce lands into like, you know, actual titans, which is great. So 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5. Yeah, this should be lethal. So we're gonna get bounce land plus Sun Home. Play Sun Home for turn. We just 12 my opponent. We can do more actually. Bounce the peaks, sure. Kill ya. So that worked out. Spell Pierce seems pretty good. Rex Sage seemed pretty good. What else? What else? What else? Tormod's crit seems nice. Explosives, not so much. Leech. we can turn my opponent's you can turn my opponent's Wrath of God into Obliterate. So that's cool. Don't think I'm a fan of Rodic. I mean, it's okay. I think I'm more interested in Wolfram Primus than Rodic Thar. Because we can Primus, we can breach Primus and like destroy my opponent's stupid Asphoratol or whatever. So I wanna cut some number of ones because I'm bringing in Pierces. Got one pact because we're bringing in Woodfall Primus. Man, I love this card. This card is just so freaking sweet. I play this a lot in the red-green breach list, which is this. One off in the main deck. Yes! Just like breaching a Primus and like destroying 2 Tron lands is... I recommend that feeling. If you guys have never experienced that, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. I probably want Amulets because my opponent doesn't seem to have many ways of dealing with that. And I probably side out a Ghost Square. Alright, let's go. Yep. Yep. I think I would keep this. Just based on the strength of the card Spell Pierce, which I think it's gonna be very good in this matchup. By the way, I should have changed the title, my bad. Fulminator Mage, okay, that's trouble. What did I say? My bad. Sorry. For a second, I like didn't think I was gonna like draw the absolute best possible card. So my bad, everyone. My bad. I apologize. I apologize. Is this as foretold? Nope. says Spell Pierce. Get out of here with your stupid enchantments. Well, I guess my opponent had enough. We were not drawing a green source for a while though, but I guess they didn't want to play anymore. Yeah, that discarding Fulminator is just so greedy. I guess they wanted to like slam as 4 total on turn 3 and just like immediately leave it end after. It just seems like it's just so much value to like Fulminate on 3 and then just play as 4 total on 4 and Fulminate again. That sounds like I can never win that game anymore. But yep, guess my opponent didn't want to play anymore. All right, so that is the list that we're gonna be playing. Yeah, there we go. Remisen. This is the Titan Breach list that I've been playing. This one is kind of old though. This my brother played this list at GP Vegas earlier this year. He made like top 64 with it. I think he got like 40th or something. And he really enjoyed this list. I think this would need to get updated. I think if I were playing a list like this, I would play something closer to this. I think this card is absurd right now. I think Chalice of the Void is just a better card than Lightning Bolt nowadays. And as you can see, there's like main deck Anger and more Angers in the sideboard. I would even play a third Anger of the Gods. I think this card is just so good right now. This card is insane right now. It's probably like the best sweeper in the format, and I don't think it's close. I think it's better than Terminus. But there's just like a very small amount of decks that can actually afford to play this card, because like just the double red in the converted mana cost is so rough. Like to the point where like blue-red Phoenix decks are playing Anger in the sideboard when like the Anger itself would like kill Lord of Phoenix. It just doesn't matter because the card is just so good. But yeah, I think I would play like 3 or probably 4 Anger of the Gods in the current metagame. But this list looks very, very nice for me. Main deck Chalices, which we can very, very easily leverage with Simian Spirit Guide. So in the matchups, like against Strong, Chalice is insane. Against Amulet, Chalice is so good. Like you just play Chalice on 0, and like you just stop all their chains and stuff. It's insane. We get to have a very, very strong sideboard plan with like we can morph into a Tireless Tracker kind of deck, like Tracker Ramp. Again, you know, the interaction that I talked about a little bit earlier, we have a lot of ramp at 2 and 1 actually. So we start turn 3 with 3 lands in play, meaning we can Tracker and immediately play one of our 26 lands afterwards, which is like guaranteed value from the Tracker. I think this list is very strong, and I haven't played it in a while. To be honest with you, but if I were to play something, it would be something like this. This list is probably better positioned than just like Red Green Scape Shift even, which would be something like this, with like Scape Shifts and not this list. This list is so old. This list is very, very old. Look, Shatterstorm. This is a card that used to be very good. Sorcerer Speed, Mass Removal for or artifacts. This would be good. Yeah, Remaisan. I might as well. I am definitely way more interested in playing a league with this than I am to play in a league with just like Titan Shift, just red green Titan Shift. I think this deck is way more fun, and it's just way more. I just really enjoy the play patterns that this list exploits. My favorite so far has been, one of my favorites has been I managed to like my opponent draw step clicks me and I packed for Titan and breach it into play, so they die because they were tapped out. One time I managed to play like an insane, completely absurd match against against Boggles, where I was in a pretty like unwinnable situation and I still managed to like get out of there because I was able to like Titan for bridge and then like packed for Elder. I remember when LSB was doing the what's the play things in Child Fireball. I submitted that one. I should try to find it because it was very interesting actually. It was a very interesting what's the play that required you to do some like very tricky things. So I think I'm gonna look that up and see if I can find it somewhere. I think there was like a video or something that I made about it. I need to figure that out. But so yeah, so Sphere is for Tron, Storm. I don't think it's that good against Ad Nauseam. I think it's. I don't think I would bring in Sphere against Ad Nauseam. I'm more likely to bring in Grudges against Ad Nauseam and even Abrades than I am to bring Rexage for sure. Than I am to bring Damping Sphere. Because the thing about Ad Nauseam is that you would think that you could like play Damping Sphere and then if they have the Lotus Bloom and suspend or something, you're like delaying them or something. But Ad Nauseam can like win at instant speed anyway. So, and also, I mean you're basically cutting them off 1 mana because they can like preemptively play the freaking Fire Action Unlife, and then just like they just need to cast Ad Nauseam and like whichever spell that they're gonna use to kill you. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it does tax their cantrips, but if they are playing multiple cantrips a turn, if they're only playing 1 cantrip a turn, it just doesn't tax them at all. Thalia is great against Ad Nauseam. If they were like, I would play Thorn of Amethyst against Ad Nauseam, for example. I don't think I would play Damping Sphere. It's much easier for them to play around this than it is for them to play around Thorn. But Damping Sphere is good against Amulet. It's good against Tron and Storm for sure. It's also good against KCI. It has a lot of matchups where it's good. It's just a fine card to have as a 3-off in your sideboard. 3-ball for memes. Yeah, 3-ball is cool. I like 3-ball. It's unfortunate that it's not pretty good. I mean, if you can play it on turn 1, it's like unbeatable. But if you can't, I mean, you would need to have like land, 2 Spirit Guides, and like the Trinisphere. That's very unlikely. Without Ancient Tombs in the format, Trinisphere becomes a much worse card. But yeah, I will definitely play a league with this at some point. I don't know when, but yeah, I do enjoy this list. I do enjoy it quite a bit. Anyway, that's gonna be it for me. I am going to stop chatting about nonsense, and I am just gonna go do some stuff. I wanted to thank everybody for hanging out. Again, if you haven't done so yet, make sure you hit that follow button. I will be back on Friday, I think. Maybe I'm trying to see whether I can fit a stream on Friday. If I cannot do Friday, then I will for sure do next Monday. So yeah. If you have any questions, feel free to reach me in the Discord, which you can find right there on that link. Make sure you check out my YouTube channel, where I will be uploading today's stream and yesterday's stream by tomorrow, so you're gonna be able to check them out over there. If you want to help support the channel, you can subscribe and you can get this primetime emotes. As you can see, we're all about primetime on this channel. There's so many prime times on screen at all times in this channel. It's pretty funny. Yeah, finally, Twitter. You can follow me over there. Check out when I'm gonna be streaming next and what it is that I'm gonna be streaming. But yes, I'm going to be playing the the Breach Amulet list. Where is it? I lost it. This the Amulet Bridge list. I'm going to be trying this whenever we make it to 750 followers. We are currently on 588, which is pretty awesome. So when we make it to 750, I'm going to stream this beautiful pile. This beautiful pile. Anyway, thanks everybody for hanging out. I hope to see you again soon. Again, maybe Friday, maybe next Monday. But in any case, hope you have an amazing rest of your days. And, you know, we're getting closer to the holidays. So do all your holiday shopping and stuff. Don't forget, don't do it that last time, like I'm probably going to do. Don't do it. Alright, have a good one. Bye-bye.